In the quiet embrace of the rolling hills, nestled beside the winding Willow Creek, lay a village where time seemed to slow, and the pulse of life beat with a gentle, enduring rhythm. It was a place where stories were woven into the fabric of daily life, and wisdom often resided in the most unexpected of hearts. And at the very heart of Willow Creek lived Alara. Her hair, the color of winter snow, framed a face etched with the beautiful lines of a life lived fully. She wasn't rich in possessions, but she possessed a wealth far greater, an unshakable, luminous happiness that seemed to radiate from her very being. The villagers, young and old, were drawn to her like moths to a gentle flame. They sought her advice, confided their woes, and always left feeling a little lighter, a little more hopeful. One sun-drenched afternoon, a young man named Thomas, whose heart carried the weight of life's uncertainties, approached Alara. He watched her, as many had before him, with a mixture of awe and bewilderment. "Alara," he began, I don't understand. How is it that you are always happy? No matter what storms roll through this village, no matter the troubles that touch our lives, you never seem to falter. Do you never feel sadness? Do things never go wrong for you?" Alara's smile widened. She gestured for him to sit beside her. She took his hand gently. "My dear Thomas," she replied, her voice like the soothing murmur of the creek, "life, much like the seasons, is a tapestry woven with both sunlight and shadow. There are days of joyous warmth and days of chilling sorrow. But I learned many years ago that true happiness, it doesn't come from the changing winds outside. It blossoms from within, from the very core of your being." Thomas looked confused, his gaze fixed on Alara, seeking understanding. "From within? But how, Alara? How can one truly be happy when the world throws its hardships at your feet?" Alara's gaze drifted to the distant hills, her eyes holding the echoes of memories. "Come, Thomas. Let me tell you a story from my own life. A story I haven't shared often, but one that shaped the very essence of who I am today. When I was a young woman, full of dreams and the boundless energy of youth, I had a family, a husband, strong and kind, and children, bright as the morning sun. We weren't wealthy by any measure, but our home overflowed with a different kind of riches, laughter, love, and a profound sense of contentment. Then, one harsh winter, a sickness swept through the village, and my beloved husband, he fell ill. We had so little, Thomas, so very little to buy the medicines he needed. We tried everything, poured every ounce of hope and strength into nursing him back to health, but the illness, it was relentless. And then, he was gone. It was the deepest, most crushing sorrow I had ever known. The world went dark. I cried until my eyes were raw, until there were no more tears left to shed. I truly believed in those desolate days that I would never know happiness again. Time, Thomas, moves forward, even when our hearts wish it would stand still. After many days, many weeks, wrapped in the cloak of my grief, a quiet realization began to stir within me. My sadness, profound as it was, would not bring my husband back, and my children, they needed me. They needed a mother who could find a way to breathe joy back into their lives and into her own. It was then that I began to look at life through a different lens. I understood, with a clarity that felt almost painful, that life would forever be a dance between light and shadow. But I made a conscious choice, a solemn promise to myself. I would not let the shadows, the difficult moments, steal the very essence of my happiness. I would not allow them to define me. Thomas looked at Alara with dawning comprehension, a spark of hope in his eyes. "But how, Alara? How did you do that?" Every morning, Thomas, when my eyes open to a new day, I tell myself this: today is a new day, and I will find something to be happy about. Some days, believe me, it is harder than others. The clouds might hang heavy or worries might tug at my sleeve, but I always find something, even if it is small. Perhaps the sun is shining, warm on my face. Perhaps a tiny flower has dared to bloom by my doorstep, or perhaps I simply see the kind face of a friend. There is always something to be thankful for. Thomas considered her words, a thoughtful expression on his face. He might subtly try to find something positive around him in that moment. But what if something truly devastating happens, Alara? How can you still find happiness then? It is not easy, Thomas, she acknowledged, her gaze unwavering. But I remind myself that everything passes. Even the darkest storms will eventually give way to clearer skies. When bad things happen, I whisper to myself, this too shall pass. And I focus on the good things I still possess. My health, fragile as it may be, the warmth of friendship, the simple, profound miracle of being alive. Alara gestured expansively, embracing the world around them. Happiness, my dear Thomas, is a choice. You can choose to dwell in the shadows, to focus on what is lost and allow sadness to consume you, or you can choose to seek out the light, to find the good in every moment, however small, and cultivate joy within your heart. It is not always easy, no, but it is always possible. Thomas left Alara's cottage that day with a profound new understanding. Her words, like seeds of wisdom, took root in his heart. From that moment on, he began to practice Alara's simple yet revolutionary advice, consciously seeking out the good in every situation, no matter how challenging. Slowly, gently, he felt his own life transform. Even when things went awry, he found a quiet strength, a steadfast positivity, and a newfound ability to unearth joy in the smallest of things. And Alara's story, a quiet whisper at first, began to spread like the gentle breeze through Willow Creek. More and more people listened, learned, and understood. They discovered that happiness wasn't about what they possessed or what trials they faced, but about how they chose to see the world. They learned to find happiness in every situation, just like the wise old Alara. And so, Willow Creek became a happier place, not because life became perfect, but because its people learned the enduring secret of true happiness. It is a choice that comes from within. No matter how difficult life may get, we can find joy in the small things and choose to focus on the good. Life's challenges will pass, but a positive attitude, cultivated from within, helps us remain strong and forever content. So, what will you choose today? Will you let life's problems control your happiness? Or will you, like Mira, choose to see the good, even in the smallest of things, because happiness isn't found? It's chosen.